What's up, guys? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. For all the fight fans out there, um, I want to talk about something real quick. I want to talk about the comparison of Terrence Crawford and Mayweather, Earl Spence, and other fighters, such as Trinidad, body punchers like, Cotto. I look at it like people, I know people go for Spence. Spence is that guy, he is avoided by some, or he was avoided by some. And there's a reason why, because he'll get in there and take you out. Spence will. But compared to someone like Terrence Crawford, you know, uh, if those guys fight and Terrence Crawford ends up outboxing Earl Spence, it wouldn't surprise me because the different styles and the different pedigree of boxers would just be shown. Would be showing well who is a potentially great fighter versus a really good fighter. You know what I'm saying? That reminds me of Mayweather and Corralles. It was January 20th, 2001 when that fight was aired on HBO, and Diego Corrales was like 33-0, I think like 28 knockouts or something like that. Mayweather was 24-0 and 17. And these guys went in there and it just clear that the speed, the skill, the angles, and it was the surprise punching that was catching Corrales, not the punches that he could, because the guy could get hit and he could take any punch, but those punches that he didn't see affected him. I think that Terrence Crawford has those same qualities where he'll get in there and hit you with punches that you don't even know he can hit you with. Look at Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn will tell you, he hit Jeff Horn with punches that Jeff Horn just never saw. And it wasn't as he was just this powerful fighter, you know what I mean? Because Floyd came from 125, right? So, it was the fact that the punches were so surprising because you didn't see them. And you always get either startled, dazed, or hurt with punches that you don't see. You know what I'm saying? So I think if he gets in there with Earl Spence, I think he's going to show Earl Spence who Terrence Crawford is. And Earl Spence is good with the body work, but that's it might go like a Mayweather Corrales type fight, or it could go like somewhat of a Iris Lara versus Paul Williams or something like that. Or I would say Canelo, but no, because it would be a guy that has all the skill, that has the pinpoint accuracy of landing blows or in clean, solid blows, versus someone that works. And I think Earl Spence goes in there and he works, but he doesn't waste punches though. If you notice something about Earl Spence, he does not waste punches. And he likes to chop you down. He likes to work the body. He's very aggressive. That is a question that will be answered. Will Terrence Crawford be able to withstand that body assault? You know what I mean? And will Crawford be able to hit Spence with something that will hurt him? You know what I mean? So Crawford has to make Spence respect him. If he doesn't, Spence is going to run right over him and he's going to give him a hard time. So I feel that this fight is the next super fight. I feel that it's, people say 50-50, but that's just to really be non-bold and kind of on the fair side. I say it's not. I say it's more of a 70-30 in Crawford's favor. Crawford is the guy that adapts more to certain things. Spence hasn't been there as of yet. Spence has to fight whoever wins out of Porter and Garcia. Then he will learn a lot more, or he'll learn another experienced opponent. You know what I mean? But he hasn't been in there with those guys. The only guys that he's been in there with is Algieri, Kell Brook, which he got the belt, and then see the Kell Brook fight was something that really opened my eyes about Earl Spence. He can be beat. All you need is somebody quicker, that counters over his attack because that was bothering him. Kell Brook did that all day. He did that for 6 or 7 rounds. In the later rounds, he was starting to get chopped down, work to the body. His body punches were starting to, have their effect on Earl Spence. But I mean, other really than that, man. I mean, Earl Spence will get you out of there. You know, he just fought Ocampo, knocked him out in the first round. But it's like, he was undefeated. But an undefeated fighter doesn't mean you're a test fighter. And then I can say the same about him. He's a good fighter. He's an avoided fighter. But really, what made him so dangerous is because he was avoided. And people know there's a reason why people avoid certain fighters because they're dangerous. I get that, but if you're looking back at it, you're like, okay, well, the guy got avoided. He never got the opportunity to show what he had, but he never got the other opportunity to show that how bad he was either, because you never saw his flaws until you get in there with another B plus or A class fighter. You see what I'm saying? See, the top in the welterweight division it's a cherry that needs to be popped. Okay. And Earl Spence, you could say the Kell Brook fight was it was definitely experience. He learned a lot from that fight, I feel, but someone like Brook is not really a hard puncher, but he's not a soft puncher either. And he's rangy. He'll pot shot you. Replace that with Terrence Crawford, though. Terrence Crawford can do that and more. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford can make it, hey, you probably will never hit me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I believe that, and I'm going to make this prediction. I believe if they ever fought, and, given they haven't been beat by anyone, because, that plays a factor on your psyche when you lose. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, look at Peter Quillen. Peter Quillen lost, and we ain't seen that cat in like freaking 2 years. He's going to come back and return, I think, in August or September, something like that. But when you lose, those losses matter. They really matter to a fighter, man. So, because that loss is in their mind, and it creates a fear mechanism sometimes, almost like a paranoia, or an uncertainty. Like, I don't know if I can do this, you know what I mean? Because I've got knocked out and beat before or whatnot. But if none of those guys have been beat, yeah, that will be the super fight. I'd give it to Terrence Crawford just simply because of style and the he's so gifted, But can he be hurt? Of course he can be hurt. He's in there with Earl Spence, so that's the puzzle. That's what we got to see. Let's see if this works the way it's supposed to. But that's my fight study about this. I know that fight is long down the road, but I wanted to get that fight study out because just to have something to go on about these two guys. I'll probably wait a while to post this one to see what happens, when, with other fighters and other situations. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this fight study between Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Good night.